Hello, Richard Walker here, the Happiness Doctor. In this short video, I'm going to talk about really the heart of happiness. It's a little bit hard hitting in a way, but it's very quick. The first thing I'm going to say is happiness is personal. It is personal, and that means what it says. And it's a feeling. In other words, it's unique to you and it's a feeling. It's not a thought, it's a feeling. So here we go with some feelings. What I want you to do is go to a moment in your life when it was just super. It could be as silly as you like. I mean, I remember one lady saying to me, it was Christmas and I was cooking. I'm not even keen on cooking, but everything was flying into the oven, everything was coming out, and it was great. I was on top of the world. I don't know why. In my own case, I can remember scoring 3 goals in a five-a-side match where I used to work, and this is going back, 20, I should have got over it by now, 20 odd years. It can be as silly or as personal as you like, it doesn't matter. But just choose one of those moments now. And as you go to that moment where it was just super, you're on top of the world, a one-off event, not a general thing, a one-off example of this, what I want you to do is to be there now, to go back, so I'm closing my eyes as I'm imagining being in that game. And then imagine what you were doing, going inside your body, noticing what you were feeling as you're going through, recreating this situation in your mind, even though it's a memory. As you get to the peak of that experience, try adjusting the like a video clip. Might need to go back a little bit, forward a little bit. Find the peak of the experience, noticing how you feel, not how you think, how you feel. And notice that. How does it feel, in fact, inside? How does that feel? Pay attention to that feeling. Because this is a core indicator of your personal happiness. Well, here's the hard-hitting bit. Leave that to one side. Let your mind go blank. Think of the inside of your car or in the kitchen. Now, think about what you're trying to achieve in life, what you're striving for. Look out into the future. Look out to where you're going, to where your life is heading. Not what you'd like, where you're actually heading. Do you know? Because if you don't know, that's a thought. But that will have a feeling too. And if you do, something you're working towards, as you imagine it now, as you think about that, where it's all heading, go into that, allowing for the fact that it might be some years from now. As you imagine that prospect now, right now, how does that feel? Now, if it's not the same feeling that you got before from happiness, you've got a problem. Because happiness, in my theory at least, is a signpost. Head that way. Okay? And that's where you're heading. But if it doesn't have happiness sewn into it, well, there's a problem there, isn't it? There's a problem. And the next thing is, ask yourself, if you haven't decided on putting that feeling as your guide, if you don't put happiness, and you've got that feeling from the best moment in your life, if that's not sewn into every decision you're making, you might be using rational arguments. Oh, I've got to pay the bills. Oh, when the kids grow up. Oh, well, that won't pay. Or some other, oh, well, we wouldn't be able to live in this area. Whatever. But if you're putting that feeling to one side and not sewing it in to everything you do, don't be surprised if you don't end up in that place, that you end up somewhere else. Does that make sense? In other words, don't be surprised if you don't arrive at happiness. It's a choice. It's a decision. An act of faith, an act of investment in yourself. And you know what the feeling is. Richard Walker, the Happiness Doctor.